Good afternoon, perhaps good morning on this Wednesday of Holy Week. This is Michael Passmore in the beautiful chapel, Memorial Chapel at Central Christian Church in downtown San Antonio. It's an honor for me to be able to be here again, and yet also a sadness that we are still unable to meet together, practicing social distancing, being aware of our desire to be helpful to other people. Holy Week. 1/3 of Matthew's gospel takes place in the last week of Jesus' life. 1/3 of Mark's gospel, 1/4 of Luke's gospel, and half of the gospel according to John. Indeed, 1/4 of that is the last day of Jesus' life. Holy Week has come, and still we are facing the challenges of the COVID-19 virus. Holy Week. The church title for the 7 days of Jesus' life from Passion Sunday, Palm Sunday, until the Easter resurrection, Holy Week. Each day symbolic. The Synoptic Gospels tell us that on Monday, after Palm Sunday, that Jesus cleanses the temple in Jerusalem. On Tuesday, he confounds the scribes and the Pharisees. Judas conspires against him. But in the gospel accounts on Wednesday, we don't know exactly what did happen. Jesus is in Bethany, perhaps exhausted from the battles with the Pharisees and the scribes in the temple, perhaps preparing for what he knows to be the end, spending more time in prayer and strength. Wednesday, Secret Wednesday, and of course we know Thursday. It's Maundy Thursday, the bread and the cup, the Garden of Gethsemane, the wine press, Gethsemane, where Jesus is pressed on every side and prays, "Not my will, but thy will be done." Maundy Thursday, but this is Wednesday. Friday will be, from the late night Thursday, the time of trials and persecution and crucifixion. It will be awful. But this is a day perhaps of prayer, of strength in Bethany, by ourselves in our homes or with our families tightly held together, praying. I've been told a story of a cab driver in New York City along with a minister who suddenly found themselves, because of an automobile accident, both before the pearly gates at the same time. As they were escorted in, the cab driver was dropped off first at a giant mansion with servants running out to meet him. The minister smiled and then was led down a back alley and around a corner to a tiny efficiency apartment where he would spend eternity. The minister called out in the injustice of it all, saying that I ministered all through my life and I get this and the cab driver gets a mansion. The response was that during his life that the minister preached many sermons in which many people fell asleep. The cab driver, however, was told every time he took somebody for a ride in his cab, they began to pray. Wednesday of Holy Week, I want you to begin to pray, and not just little prayers, prayers of depth and courage and faith building, prayers that are like thy will be done kind of prayers as we face perhaps towards the end of this battle, a battle that we will emerge victorious. I remember that in Revelation, the 3rd chapter, the 8th verse, there is a message to the church in Philadelphia. I have set before you an open door, which no one is able to close. That open door of our hearts, our minds, in prayer. Often I ask that my prayers would make it easier on me. But I remember a long time ago a minister saying to me, if you would just take the I out of easier and replace it with a T, thy will be done, that maybe you would realize that the word easier had become Easter. And Easter is victory and resurrection. Let's set our hearts and our eyes toward victory as we continue to pray. God bless you for allowing me to share my thoughts to this day.